Okay, I'm going to continue. My video stopped. But, now I'm going to make a lavender bow. And I have a pretty lavender ribbon. And I usually do, I don't know, 10, 12 loops. Because your bow is going to hold the flowers nicely and snug, fill in gaps. Right now I'm at 8 loops. 9, let's do 10. And make sure you have a good pair of ribbon scissors. These have a ribbon on it to differentiate between regular scissors, everyday scissors. And use a little piece of wire to secure my bow. I'm putting hot glue on it right in the middle of the wristlet. So since the last video, you could see I created a base. I never put the bracelets on because if it's for a younger girl or someone with smaller wrists, once you stretch it out, sometimes that's it. Typically they come with a little piece of plastic here, and when you're ready, so there's the base. Now I'm going to be using white spray roses that I already cut from the stem. I like to cut this little piece off here. Add the glue. You're gonna hear a lot of, I don't know, I guess some other florists, they are so anti-hot glue. I've been using hot glue for a very long time, let's just say over 15 years. Never had an issue. It holds up well in a cooler. The flowers do not fall off. Some people like cold glue. I can't stand it. It's messy, time consuming. I mean, literally you could, if you had a hot glue pan already set up with all the glue melted and just dipping, you could really fly through this. I mean, really, if you prep everything, you could fly through. So I like to create a star pattern. Typically, you know, about 8 to 9 buds. I like odd numbers, so most likely I'll end up with 9. I'm going to add a little bit of limonium in between. Let's see here. Because the girl wants to match her dress, which is lavender. Sometimes you could do all white. It goes with anything. If they're super picky, you know, have them pick out the ribbon when they come in and attach it to your order so you know what you're doing. Because sometimes if by accident you run out of that ribbon color, then you're not going to have one to match the dress. Sometimes I use little buds. They're cute. They fill in small spaces. You know, it looks natural. So far this is what we have. Doesn't look great yet. I'm going to put a larger rose in the middle. And then I'm going to use, maybe I should start putting some of the limonium. Let's start filling it. I didn't know it wasn't in the video. This is what I've been doing on this side. Adding the hot glue. I work on a metal surface, so sorry for the loudness. I'm just trying to work fast here because the pickup's on its way. It's gonna be really pretty when it's finished. Grab another stem of white spray roses. These aren't looking so great. Hold on. Okay, I found better roses, and I also found some hydrangea in the cooler. I'm breaking off the head of the hydrangea and separating it into smaller pieces. Hydrangea is super delicate. It's fluffy, so it's a nice addition. It's adding texture to this because it's a different flower, and I think it's going to work out well with this corsage. It's getting there, see? But I will spread out the ribbon. I always check the sides. You don't want the sides to look bare because, in the photos, if they do a close-up of the couple holding hands, whatever it is, you don't want to see the sides open. All right. So I clean off the guard petals on the spray roses because, sometimes it looks nice and more natural leaving them, but other times, if someone's not familiar with flowers like I am, they'll see it, first reaction will be like, oh, this flower is dead. It's not. It's just the outer petals that protect the flower naturally. And it's a tricky one because, we want to make sure everyone's happy, that that the first impressions are big with flowers. Even if a flower naturally is leaning to the side, if someone's unfamiliar with the nature of that flower and they see it, they'll say, oh, that's a dead flower. Why'd you give me dead flowers? And literally it could be the freshest flower flown in from the airport that morning, but if that's what they see, that's what they think. So I'm pretty much done with this one. I'm going to just check my sides here, make sure there's no little gaps, tuck it in. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll spread out the loops, or a little trick I'll show you. I'll take a ribbon, complimentary ribbon. So this is a sheer lavender without the iridescent. Make sure to cut at an angle. Be very gentle because this ribbon sometimes tends to fray. Okay, then I'll use a little piece of wire. These are the wires. This is the pack of greenery I was telling you about. The silk leaves. So I'll take some wire. I'll make a couple little loops like that. About 3. Actually, let's do 4. So it's just a little loop, kind of like the ribbons, pin-on ribbons that signify different meanings. Just that kind of loop. One little loop, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. It's really pretty. I don't know if I have fun with the ribbon. I feel like mixing ribbons is great. It'll make your wristlet stand out from everyone else's. Seriously. The attention to detail is what matters. You could throw one together and you could leave the glue strands hanging and spaces. I mean, that's not what you want as your final product. I mean, it's a reflection of you as a designer. So why send out something that doesn't look good? Every wristlet I make, I try to make it, you know, passes my perfection test. If I like it and happy with it, I'm 90% guaranteed the customer will too. On occasion, you'll get someone who said, oh, can you add a little bit more of this? Can I put some rhinestones? They might have forgotten to tell you, but right now I'm really happy with this. I like to go around, check my ends, give a really nice clean cut. You don't want it sticking out. It might make someone, you know, might make their wrist feel funny if a piece of ribbon keeps touching it, like tickle their wrist. Check for any strands of glue. You know, you want to take off any glue, because sometimes it kind of looks like almost spider webs. So you can see how my loops right here. So it's a really lovely, beautiful little wristlet, and I'm using Crown and Glory. It's a solution that keeps moisture in, and you give it a nice good spray. And then I'm going to put this in a Corsage box and right into the cooler. These things can last almost a week more in the cooler, and they'll dry really pretty, and the person who's buying it will have a nice little keepsake later on. You put it in a shadow box. Who knows? It is more time consuming than some people think. There's many ways of doing it. I just want to show you this technique today with the hot glue. All right, until next time.